Hi, welcome to JohnPaul Music UK, and in this video we're going to go over what is looping. Looping in music is a process of repeating a section of sound. Now, a loop can be created using a wide range of music technologies, whether you're using turntables or synthesizers or sequencers or a tape machine or a delay unit, and you can even use obviously a computer with software or apps. Live looping is the recording and playback of a piece of music that's been done in real time, either using dedicated hardware devices called loopers or phrase samplers, or software running a computer with an audio interface. Musicians can loop with either application software or loop pedals, which are either tabletop or floor-based. Popular loop pedals like the Boss RC range, the Digitech Jam Man, the TC Electronic Ditto range, electro-harmonic pedals, and more, they're referred to as live looper pedals. You'd normally primarily record your live sound in front of a live audience and then build up your track in real time. Most popular artists that use loop equipment are people like Katie Tunstall, Dub FX, Imogen Heap, Ed Sheeran, Shlomo, Beardy Man, Sorrow, The Beatbox, many more. Oh, and this guy. Looping is a great way to express yourself, whether you're looking to elevate your song with extra parts or you're looking to build an idea into a song. Live looping has become increasingly popular in recent history as it offers the ability for a single musician to create multiple layers of their live music, resulting in sounding almost like a full band. This is one reason why I got into looping. For me, it was seeing Katie Tunstall perform for the very first time in Jules Holland as she played live and played Black Horse and the Cherry Tree. If you haven't seen it, I'm sure you'll be able to find it on the internet. For me, I'd never seen anything like it before. I knew about tape delays, but this was something completely different. I sat on the edge of my seat, I turned to my dad and I said, "That's it, that's what I need." I was instantly hooked of looping and it was just brilliant. I did a bit of searching and found out what she used is the Akai E2 Head Rush. I saved up and bought one. It's a one phrase looper with no quantization, no undo, no redo, only one jack. So if you want to plug a guitar and a microphone in, you've got to get a mixer as well and plug that in. It was a pain to master, but it taught me about timing with looping and at a very basic level, and it was a really good lesson to learn. Now with modern day loopers, you have auto quantization, undo, redo, more inputs, the ability to add effects, more channels than ever before. So today I'm going to take you through how looping works, also show you its looping advantages and disadvantages. To show you how this works, I'm going to be using an app that you can get on a smartphone or a tablet, which is called Loopy HD. It's a multi-phrase looper with many features. Although all the systems can be very different out there, the fundamentals of looping are all the same, no matter whether you're using a tabletop looper, an app, or a pedal. So what I've got is I've got a microphone plugged into an audio interface, which is going into the iPad. We're running Loopy HD. And Loopy HD has a lot of circles, which are all individual loops. So to start a loop, what you would do on this app is we would tap on one of the circles, and that will start the loop instantly. So I'm going to start one now, and then when I've finished, I'm going to press it again, and what that's going to do is going to close the loop and then figure out how long that is. Let me show you. So that's one loop. I've instantly made a hi-hat noise, and then it's gone into silver, and that means the recording is in. Now, the difference between looping as opposed to a tape delay or an effect is that the loop is going to continue every single time. There's no volume loss, there's no decay, and you can start repeating it straight away. With an app like Loopy HD, it's figured out how long that's going to be, and then what we can do is we can do multiples of that where I've got multi-phrases. But what happens if you only got one phrase? So I'm going to show you now how to overdub. Okay, so we have our loop, which is the hi-hats. And then what we're going to do is, while it's playing, I'm going to press it again. Now, it's different depending whether, again, you're using a pedal or an app. With Loopy, what it does is you can actually do a two-finger press to overdub on the same one, and then you'll see a little orange circle going around, and then it'll go orange again, and then that means that you're now recording, and we can record something over the top. So I'm going to put a bit of a kick drum and snare beat over the top of this, and we'll hit play. Two-finger click, and then what it'll do is it'll cue it up, so when it gets to 12 o'clock, it starts recording. Here we go.
I've just got to tap on the loop again to close the recording, but it keeps playing. Now from this point on, I can actually continue to record and add layers on, and I've only got 2 recordings. One is the hi-hat and the other one is the kick and the snare. So the advantages of this are you can build up a beat really quickly. So we've got our beat here. We could add harmonies on the top. We could add a bass line. We could add anything on top. Now the disadvantages are that it's one loop only. And what that means is that it's only that certain amount of time that it's going to go around. So if you wanted something twice as long, you couldn't do it. You'd have to put twice as long of a beat in first. The other thing as well is if you put some chords in there, or you put a harmony line in there, if in the song those chords change, you can't change it. This is where multi-phrase recording comes in. I'm going to show you how that works now. So multi-phrase recording is the same as a one-phrase recording, with the added advantage of now we can actually utilize more than one channel. So what I like to do is I like to put the hi-hat on the first loop, but then I might put the kick and the snare on the second loop. This means I can take the kick and the snare away and then bring it back for the chorus. This also means if you've got a verse and a chorus, you can record them separately and alternate them. And I'm going to show you how that works. So again, with Loopy HD, it's slightly different because we just use each circle as one of the phrases, and you can have up to 12 on this app. With things like pedals, you've got maybe 1, 2, or 3 phrases. With an RT505, you've got 5 phrases. So you've got lots of different ways of doing it. But I'm going to show you how you work it on this. So I'm going to use a couple of different ones here. I'm probably not going to use all 12, but I'm going to show you how we could separate the different elements of the recording, and then I'm going to use one of my songs to show you how to do that. Do, 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 in my life. Where have I gone in my life? 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 Where have I gone?
So there's many advantages to having a multi-phrase looper, but there's also some disadvantages as well. The main disadvantage is it can take a long time to set up, especially in a live environment. You don't want to lose your audience if a 4-minute song takes 6 minutes to set up and record everything you need. The other thing as well is you've got to remember everything. I know that sounds crazy, but you've got to remember every part, which is the bass, the drums, all the harmonies, and you've also got to remember where to put them as well. But there are many advantages to multi-phrase looping, including the ability to be able to synchronize all of the parts together and also have different lengths of parts. So I've only got like a 1 bar loop for the hi-hat, but I might have 2 or 4 bars for the bass line or the harmonies. Of course, you can start also with a mix of loops. You can turn them on and off individually. Gives a different element, certainly if you want to take the drums away for the verse and then bring it back for the chorus, and you can make it your own performance. I hope that gives you an insight into the basics of looping. There's many different ways to do looping, whether it's an app, whether it's a paddle, whether it's software with a computer. So if you do have any questions or comments, please leave them below and please subscribe to the channel. I'm going to do another video about my pedal setup, which is a Boss RC300. Thank you very much for watching.
But I guess you will live again.